All right, and just like that, will you look at that? I'm in the KEXP live room right here, live on KEXP, and I'm your host, Troy Nelson, right here from listener-powered, independent 90.3 FM KEXP in Seattle and 92.7 in San Francisco. And we are streaming 24/7 at kexp.org and our free mobile apps. And these live performances right here are made possible by people just like you. So thank you so much for supporting KEXP. Very excited to be in the KEXP live room today because I am joined by this band right here, and I'm talking about Low Moon. And Low Moon, if you're all ready, let's take it away.
isn't what I want now. We can seek denial and search for miles.
You're listening to Low Moon live on KEXP.
All right, you want to try Waiting a Lifetime?
got to fill.
Awesome. You're listening to Low Moon live right here in the KEXP studios.
All right, let's try water. Hope everyone's doing all right out there.
Audience of open fields, climbing up the borrowed roofs.
Absolutely wonderful. You're listening to Low Moon right here, live on KEXP 90.3 in Seattle, 92.7 in the Bay Area. And you just heard the song Water from the new album, I Wish You Way More Than Luck. And Low Moon has one more for all of us today.
As good as it was, how quickly I forget. No one ever notices the evidence. What an awful mess find ourselves in. If drowning was my first offense, well, here I go again. Now you're giving me up. I'm hanging on. Please forgive me, I'm not
Yes, that's the way to end it. Take us all into outer space. Thank you, Low Moon, for being here in the KEXP studios today. The new album is called I Wish You Way More Than Luck, and we are lucky to have Low Moon in the KEXP studios today. Thank you again for taking the time to do this.
Thank you for having us. Super excited to be here.
Absolutely. Matt, you started this project all the way back about 8 years ago. I feel like a couple of these people have been with you from the beginning. Who do we have in the room today?
Yeah, we have Sam Stewart on guitar and keyboards and vocals, and Crisanta Baker on bass and synths and piano, and Jonny Scott on drums.
And the name Low Moon, Matt, is there any deeper significance to the name Low Moon, or didn't you just name this project after your nephew, Lowell Moon Hum? Is that
I did, yeah. That's exactly, it was actually Sam's idea, which is funny. But yeah, we did, yeah, we named it after my nephew.
Yeah, that's cool. And speaking of the beginnings of Low Moon, you had such an interesting start with this project. In late 2016, there was only one song released out into the world from Low Moon, and that is the song Loveless that we heard today. And then things were kind of quiet for actually quite some time, yet you would get to open for bands like The Temper Trap and Muna and Phoenix, but there was no follow-up single or album out quite yet. Were you just letting that song sort of run its course and do its thing before following up with new music? Do you just take your time and wait for inspiration?
I wish that was the case, to be completely honest with you. I mean, we had an album kind of ready to go in the bag, and there was a lot of different thought processes going into waiting and not releasing any music. Looking back on it, I wish we had just put the album out and done all of those shows with an album out. It was weird playing a lot of those shows and then just people like being like, well, you only have one song out. But we did have an album in the bag, and we actually made the album down the street at the Hall of Justice.
Oh, cool.
In Seattle, so.
Yeah.
This place is very special to us.
I mean, that's how much people responded to just one song. I guess that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Too. Yeah. And like I said, the new album's called I Wish You Way More Than Luck. And as far as the early stages of making this new record, how instrumental was Adam from the War on Drugs in the beginning of this process?
He's extremely instrumental. I mean, we all look up to the War on Drugs, and we've toured with them. And Adam's been for me personally, just a guiding light. Someone that I really look up to, and he's done it the right way every single time. And he's just an artist's artist, and he's been super grateful, with our project, and I think we all just like really, really look up to Adam.
Yeah.
And inspired by him every day. So.
Yeah, he inspired me. I was sitting right here in the KEXP live room with War on Drugs years ago, and I was just right next to him. And have you ever seen his pedal board? It's like a spaceship.
Very, very big.
It's quite amazing. And also on this new album, it was mixed by the legendary Alan Moulder, who I became familiar with in high school for his work with Nine Inch Nails and Lush. And he's also worked with My Bloody Valentine, who also have a classic album called Loveless. Your first song is Loveless. Is there a connection there, or is that a coincidence?
Weirdly, it was coincidence. I mean, obviously we love MBV, and Alan was meant to mix the first record, and timing just didn't work out. So somebody that we've really wanted to work with, and I think we made this record, and the entire time we made it with our friend Mike Davis, and the entire time we're like, I think Alan's going to mix this one. We really want Alan to mix this one. We kind of put our foot down. There was no other choice.
Yeah.
So we finally made it happen, and God, it just made such a big difference.
Awesome. And Matt, can you also tell the listeners about the significance of being in the chapel at Pomfret School in Connecticut?
Yeah, I mean, that's the first place I ever found my voice. I wrote a song about 9/11. And I sang it in front of student body in a chapel, in this chapel. And I just, from then on, it was just about writing songs and continuing to, find myself within these songs. And so during 2020, the pandemic, like everyone, I was very, very lost. And I think as a band, we were very confused. We, had no idea what was going to happen. And so I thought the only thing I could do was reconnect with that very moment I discovered my voice. It wasn't very good at the time, but it led me on this path and to these guys and to this beautiful band. And I just felt like the only way to go forward was to go backwards. And so I did. And it, it really sparked a lot of the songs on this new album.
And speaking of Connecticut, when you were a freshman in high school, back then you would have been considered sort of the odd man out if you didn't know songs from John Mayer or a song from Dave Matthews. But you grew up with a father who was listening to a lot of Genesis
He
at
loved
the time.
Genesis. Oh my God.
Yes,
he loved Genesis.
and all their oddball proggy albums. Would you say that Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins were more of an inspiration for Low Moon rather than what was popular around you at the time?
God, I hope so. Oh my God. I mean, when you're in high school, I think your taste is suspect. Nothing against those bands; they've done amazing things,
Absolutely.
and obviously great players, and and admittedly have nostalgia for that music, and I don't ever want to lose that. But yes, when I listen to So or Peter Gabriel records, I'm like, now that's a record,
Right.
And I think we, as a band, we do that all the time, and we put those records on, and we're like, wow, how do they make those? So definitely.
So you were influenced by a lot of music you were around that you're
Definitely. I
father was
mean, my
listening to.
dad was
Paul Simon.
Paul Simon. He was listening to a lot of Neil Young, and he loved Peter Gabriel. He loved Phil Collins.
I mean, there's some serious jams from the
Oh, my
Genesis
God.
catalog, Peter Gabriel catalog, Phil Collins solo.
Yes.
Yeah,
Phil Collins solo. It's crazy that two people in a band could go on to make such amazing records
Yeah.
as solo artists.
Yep. And also, you have stated growing up that you've been moved by the music of Tears for Fears. And last year, Low Moon was doing a series of residencies in Los Angeles. And one night, Kurt Smith of Tears for Fears actually joined you on stage to play Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I feel like you manifested this. Is there any other childhood heroes or childhood favorite artists that you've gotten to work with, or is there any on your bucket list?
Oh my God! I mean, there's so many. You're putting me on the spot. I mean, to be honest, I will say, like, thinking back on all the bands that we've supported and all the people that are in our orbit, if you would have told me 10 years ago that we would be friends with Adam from the War on Drugs or Churches or all these bands that went on to do and still continue to do amazing things, that's what it is all about as an artist, like just surrounding yourself with people that inspire you. And I actually feel really, really lucky to have that. And within the band as well. It's just like we're all surrounded by people who are making amazing art. And so like collaborating is obviously a beautiful thing, but for me, it's just like every day I'm taking something and learning from it. And I feel really lucky to be in that place.
I read years ago that you would have loved to collaborate with Nigel Godrich one day. Has that happened yet?
No.
I feel like it can.
You know what, man? From your voice, just keep saying that on the air.
I'm putting it out
just
in the
put it out
universe.
there.
Yep.
Oh my God, it'd be like playing the guitar. I'd probably pick it up and just forget everything, or wouldn't be able to sing anything. But yes, that would be incredible.
Yes. I also know that you love literature as well, and at one point in your life, you were reading the book Mr. Norris Changes Trains, which was part of David Bowie's book club, and this was years ago.
That's crazy. Yes, David Bowie's book club. I think I've read so many of those books.
I think his son put it together.
His son put it together of books that Bowie had read throughout his life. And all you need to do is kind of close your eyes and point at that picture and you'll just read something amazing. And that one was amazing. But it's like they're really oddball books.
Right.
That one included.
Yeah, I'm just curious if there's anything you've read recently or currently reading that you would recommend.
Dostoevsky I'm reading, but I wouldn't recommend it. Unless you want to go to a really dark place. And it's funny because I was reading a lot of heavy, David Foster Wallace and, Delilah, and I was obsessed with that during the pandemic. And then now I'm reading this book by Liz Moore called God of the Woods, which is like the complete opposite. It's like a summer read. Sometimes you just need to pick up a book and be like, okay, I can chill in this for a second. Dostoevsky was like, you can't chill in that.
Right.
So I put that down. I mean, I finished it, of course.
Yes.
I don't like leaving books.
Yes.
Patti Smith says you can put books down, though. So I can put that book down.
Well, thank you all once again, Low Moon, for being here in the KEXP studios. You're going to be back in January and playing at Madame Lou's, so we would love to see you then as well, and hopefully you come back to the KEXP studios.
Absolutely love that. Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, anytime. The door is open. Once again, you've been listening to Low Moon right here live on KEXP.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.